All right. Well, thank you. This is such an honor to be with you all today. I wanted to start with a story about my proudest moment in education. And it did not happen in a ballroom. And it actually didn't even happen in a classroom. It was about 6 years ago. I had to have a really big surgery, replace my entire left leg, really. And I was in the hospital at UCLA in Santa Monica for an entire week. And in walked one of my all-time favorite students, Drew Wolotarski. I had no idea how he knew I was in there. I later came to find out he saw on social media that I was in the hospital, and he went out of his way, figured out how to find me, and he came in the room with me, and we sat for hours and talked about sports and books and life. And when he left, he gave me a handwritten letter that I cried as I read. And I've thought about this a lot, that who does that? Who goes out of their way? Like, who would go out of their way, go to a hospital, all that entails, to see their favorite accountant? No offense to the great accountants maybe is in the room, but I don't think that we would. But for teachers, we will. And that's because as teachers, we have this incredible opportunity to build lifelong connections with our students, to truly become a central character in the story of their life. And that's what I see when I look out over this room. I truly do see the central characters of a generation. And I love being with teachers. And that has been the highlight of this last year for me, is meeting all these incredible teachers, the incredible family I now have with the other Katoys, and the opportunity I had to go to Washington, D.C. and meet all the other state teachers of the year. Truly the most incredible people, smart, passionate, caring, dedicated, professional. But what I was very surprised to discover was that everyone talked about this sense of imposter syndrome. I was amazed that every teacher talked about it at one point or another, about not really feeling worthy of this state honor. And you might be in here feeling it. I was feeling it. I was at this table last year, sitting here thinking, I just try to tell funny stories. Like, what am I doing in this room full of amazing teachers? And I've been wondering why this is such a phenomenon with teachers in the field of education, this imposter syndrome. And I believe it's because great teaching sprouts from a humble soul. And I think it's from that perspective of humility from which we lead in our classroom, from which we make those decisions for our students, that perspective of humility, though, does leave us susceptible to this imposter syndrome. We kind of fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'm just a teacher. But I am here to tell you today that you are not just a teacher, you are the teacher. And it's not just that, you're the 2024-25 Teacher of the Year. Yes. And for 16 of you, you are the 24-25 Los Angeles County Teacher of the Year, the largest county in the United States. And I can see that as I say that, I'm seeing people with roses feel a little uncomfortable. But that is precisely why you are so deserving of this title. All I ask is let yourself own it. Let yourself embrace this title that you deserve and that you have earned. Let it embolden you. Let it make you smile when no one's looking. Let it reignite your passion, and let it rest on you with the weight and the gravitas that this title truly bestows. Because this is no small thing. This is recognition of your long nights and your early mornings, those car drives home in the afternoon where you curse that failed lesson, those other afternoons after the last kid has left the room where you give the silent fist pump because it went so well. This is recognition and affirmation. And today, you aren't just any character in this story, you are the hero. And this title will give you opportunities and a platform. So identify something that you want to fight for, that you want to change, and talk to your school board, write op-eds, go to conferences, write articles, call your congressperson. I felt like I spent the first half of this year kind of wasting that time because I kept waiting for someone to call me or someone to tell me what to do. And then I had the wonderful opportunity to talk to the 2022 National Teacher of the Year, Kurt Russell, different Kurt Russell. And Kurt's incredible. And I asked him, how do you get these opportunities to go into Congress people's offices and push these laws that you've gotten pushed through? And who calls you for that? And he kind of laughed and he said, you have to make the call. You have to make the call and you have to say, hey, I'm the Teacher of the Year and I have some ideas and I'd like to set up a meeting. And you'd be surprised the doors that will open for you. So take this imposter syndrome and spin it around, and with your humility, use this title for good. Because we need you. The profession needs you, and the kids, they need your advocacy. I had this opportunity this past year to work with my Congresswoman Pilar Schiavo on the healthy homework bill that got passed through Sacramento that will ask districts to re-examine the homework policies to make sure that they're research-based and truly equitable. Yeah, I think it was fantastic. I had the opportunity to speak to 1,000 PTA presidents and cabinet members from around the state about what is and what is not SEL and why it is so essential for deep and meaningful learning, and that it truly is rigor through relationships. I also had the chance to speak through Zoom to hundreds of college students who were considering going into the teaching profession. But last year when I was sitting at this table, I never could have imagined that I would be going to Sacramento to talk to Congress people. And in fact, I think if you would have come over and asked me about it, I don't know that I would have said I wanted to. But the call to action is in front of you now. And I know you will answer it, because that's what great teachers do. We always answer the call. And while this will be an amazing year for you, don't forget, it isn't just 1 year. You will always be the 24-25 Teacher of the Year. And all the great work that you want to do does not have to happen in this 1 year. This truly is just the beginning. The foundation of a democracy is a strong public education system. And as teachers, and to be a teacher is to be on the front lines in the fight for social justice, for health, for upward mobility, for truly a more prosperous society. So it is an honor to share this room with so many people that are working every day to write the story of a better future. Now, I believe that when the history of this time is written, it will be written by our students. And I think it will marvel at the nobility, the devotion, the dedication, and the altruism of the countless teachers working every day to do the impossible. You are that teacher. You are the teacher. And I am so excited to see where this story goes and what you do next. Thank you.